Okay, let's do this. John van Neumann and machine learning. Direct connection, John van Neumann to Göttingen 1927, when I say they made the plan that they were going to do fission and ignore this route towards fusion, because fission would give them power, individuals, because they could keep the secret by sealing up all the loose ends, issuing the Copenhagen instruction not to look at quantum, and then they run the world because they've used the power of fission to insert that information into people. Don't look at quantum, don't look at anything beyond the Copenhagen. So John van Neumann is part of that. He changed his name. He's got a different name, so he chose that name. So he's John Neumann, and the von is a German affectation for shows the nobility, like Alexander von Brill, who dropped it. So it's an unusual John Neumann. It's like he's invented himself. So what he's done is, everything that he's done is close the loops. And I'm going to give you this one because it's the most dangerous one and you'll understand it. Machine learning, AI. Okay. At the base of machine learning lies something called the ELBo, the evidence lower bound. And what it means is that you can operate this whole system accepting information from below that line that comes without evidence. Because when you're given it, you put it in and it really works wonders. So you use it, but you're not told the provenance of the information. That's an evidence lower bound, right? That's AI, it's machine learning. Go and look it up. And look at the entry in Wikipedia, and it's that big, it's tiny. Now know this, and again, look this up. Underneath the evidence lower bound in neuroscience, because it's the same, exactly the same data structure and that they use as machine learning. Machine learning and neuroscience are the same base, the same ELBo, the same people accepting information without evidence and using it to make decisions. And when you take it into neuroscience, you realize that those decisions are affecting our lives very much by psychologists telling children that they're born in the wrong bodies. They're telling them that, but that information where it comes from doesn't have any evidence. It's the evidence lower bound. Now, all of that information, just go and look it up and assure yourself and be certain that what I've just said is true. Underneath that, in neuroscience, according to a leading neuroscientist I heard talking, lies something called variant free energy. So what he's saying is he's accepting those words and a mathematical symbolism that lies behind them, inserted it into his work, and everything really makes a lot of sense from his perspective. But he doesn't know what it is. It's free energy. And so now I know it's Victor Lewe. Victor Lewe proves absolute motion. Absolute motion is the answer. And you can go and look at some Newtonian physics and understand the concepts of absolute motion and absolute space and relative motion. It's very simple. If you have motion, that motion is relative to something. What's it relative to at the infinite point? Answer, itself. It creates a system of forces that takes so long to sort out that by the time the forces have resolved themselves, additional matter has been added to the system and it has to do it again. Absolute motion. So now we as a species can simply take that piece of information, insert it into variant free energy and remove the line of the evidence lower bound and say, where's the evidence for this variant free energy? And I go, there, Victor Lewe. Then I say, look at that paper, his dissertation, look at that article in the concrete handbook for a more simple way of explaining it using graphs. Look at Johannes Stein from 1914, the year before, matrix calculus and the birth of Quaternion mathematics and relativity. and then take that information and insert it into Burkhard Heim's theory of everything, of elemental particles, removing the assumptions because they are the true constants of nature, and then we have the theory of everything. Suddenly, like that, we've already got it. And we just take it and put it in there in free energy, and then we can look at neuroscience and machine learning again. That's what I'd like to do. And if you think about it, you'd like to do that too. So, please God, help me and take some action to get this information looked at. That's it. And then, it'll be welcome to New Earth. Okay? And it's nearly all good news. I think it's all good news, but it depends on how you look at it. Do the work, love rules, choose.